Now that you have your AI agent up and running on your Instagram and WhatsApp, handling leads, handling inquiries, handling possible customers, and you have a good grip of the second brainwave CRM, you can now also add it to your website. Now, adding it to your website is a little bit more, let's say, slightly more technical than doing the WhatsApp and Instagram, because they were just like add your inbox, add the connect to Instagram or WhatsApp, and just like complete the process and it's done. Maybe add a payment method, right? With website, you have to add a little bit of code to your website, and I'll cover for WordPress and also for standard vanilla HTML websites, like plain websites, on how to do that. But generally speaking, it's a very, very easy process. It for those of you who've not done it before, it might appear technical, but it's a very easy process, right? Now, there are two kinds of user experiences or two kinds of possibilities of your web AI agent. And possibility number two, I want to show you first, which is on my own website. Now, possibility two is when you want your entire homepage or a particular page to be the AI agent. That means that is the center of attention. That's in your first section, your hero section, or right in the middle here, right? This I strongly recommend for coaches and consultants or anyone with a lot of digital products and services that are information heavy, right? Even law firms would benefit from this, even architecture firms, even financial advisories, etc. Because a lot of people coming to your website want a full width user experience that is just as good as ChatGPT or Claude, and it's trained on your knowledge and your products and your services, etc., and follows the behavior guidelines that you have given it, right? So here, for example, I have mine, right? And so this is the full width experience that I strongly recommend, right? Now, the other option is to have a non-full width experience, which I transition to because I use both on my website. And you have this pop-up on the right and you can converse with it, right? Now, a word of caution here. The full width experience that I give as part of the second brain OS does not sync back the conversation history of prospects to your second brain OS CRM to keep their identity anonymous and for their sake, right? However, the version that is over here can sync the identity and conversations can appear over here, right? Which generally speaking, in my professional or business opinion and experience, it means that people who are coming to the homepage and they want to chat with my newsletter, with my knowledge, with my brain, they probably don't have as strong of an intent as someone who has actually clicked into a newsletter or an article, and they may have a stronger intent because they're now going to possibly read the article and they would have questions as they read it. They want to see what's related to this article. We also call those semantic relations, which means which other articles does this article that I'm reading relate to by meaning. So if something's about Google Calendar, what other articles are about calendars and appointment bookings and rescheduling and cancellation? And so the AI agent over here helps with those as well, right? So just something to keep in mind. It really boils down to the user experience that you want to give to people. So we're going to cover option number one first, which is the more common one. People just want it on the side. But I do strongly recommend catering to both and having both over here, right? So let's start with option number one, the small chat widget. And so what you're going to do is you're going to go back into the second brain OS CRM over here and click on add inbox. And from here, you are going to click on website. You want to give your website name over here, and let's call this, which one should we do? Let's do any CRM to aiagent.com, right? And you can also give the exact same name over here. I prefer to keep the website name and domain the same. You can choose it to be different. And like, you can be like, hey, how are you today? Or hey, Umair here. What CRM do you use? Anything you want, right? And you can have a tagline here as well, which will come under the heading, or you can choose not to have it. I'm just going to choose not to have it, and you will click on create inbox. And over here, just assign yourself as the human agent on this channel. And then you can copy this first, then go into more settings, bot configuration, and just make sure, as always, that second brain OS is connected and update. Right. Now from here, back into the home settings. And what you want to do is configure your business name. And for example, I'm just going to call it any CRM to AI agent for this demo and save that here. And the other thing you want to do is come here and also add in email collect box if you want to collect emails of people for, if you want to send them an email after, you want to get in touch with them over email to handle their questions or queries or whatever. So you can have an email collect box which can appear in this. So when they start a new conversation, they will be prompted to give an email, which means that their identity will be declared. So when you see it in the conversations over here inside the second brainwise CRM, you'll see that the AI agent was speaking to this person with this email. And as a result of that, what you also want to do is enable conversation continuity via email. So if the same person comes back with the same email or on the same device without having cleared their cookies and cache and browser history, then they will be treated as the user who entered their email. So for example, if I come to your website and you have your AI agent up and running with the chat widget on the side over here, and I enter my email as newsletter@americomment.com. This is day one, right? And I come back on day number 5, and between day 1 and day 5, I haven't cleared my history, my cookies, or my cache. Then your website will remember me and continue the conversation, right? Now, if you missed the script, you can copy it again from here. And this script you are going to add, if you have a more simpler HTML website, at the end of your body, just before the closing tag of the body. So in a standard vanilla or standard HTML website, this is where you want to add it, which is at the end of the body over here. So if you go here in a standard HTML website, there's an HTML document opening, a head, a body, and so on and so forth. And the body is always after the head in HTML websites. So what you want to do is scroll down all the way to the bottom of the body. And in the body, just add your script before the closing tag of the body. And you can just do this. And over here, just add your script. And the script will appear as this. Now, in my case, my website is linked up. So if I push a change from here, it will go live. And I'll show you what that looks like. So I'm just going to let me just push this to live, git commit m, update it to any CRM, to AI agent demo AI for CRM examples. And I'm just gonna git add, git commit, and then git push. And so you obviously, or you likely won't have to do this if you're not working with a vanilla or standard HTML websites. But the reason why I showed you, and I know it looks technical, you can ignore the git part and the git commit part, is because if you are working with an HTML website or your developer sees this, they will intuitively and easily understand regardless of what you're using, WordPress, Wix, Square, Framer, whatever, because all of them understand that, oh, I just have to add this over here, right? In a WordPress website, you can use a plugin called Add Snippets or Add Code Snippets, and then you can just use that Add Code Snippets plugin to add it to the end of your body as a script, and you'll see that it's there. So let's just also head to this website that we have, which is anycrm to aiagent.com. And hopefully, the agent should be live over here at the bottom right. Let's just wait, give it a second to load because the website is still loading. And yeah, here it appears, right? Like, start a conversation. I'm like, hello, tell me about yourself. And immediately will ask for an email. And I'm just going to say newsletter@americomil.com. And it's already started with a nice response. And I can just be like, cool, tell me about which lawyers are on the team. I'm consistently using the law firm as an example because I want you to see the consistency of responses as we progress through. So again, the same guy, the same dummy lawyer, Adrian Whitefield. And what does he charge for a 1-hour consult? And immediately this is working. Now let's also go into the second brainwise CRM platform and see what that looks like. And so let's go into conversations, and we have our new channel called anycrm2agent.com. You can just click in the second brainwise folder, and you'll see that over here, this conversation is being conducted. And the last message from me was, and what does he charge for a 1-hour consult? And the last message from the AI was, Adrian's standard legal consultation is 45 minutes for $250, etc., etc., etc. Now, from here, just like earlier, you can choose to mark this conversation as open, in which case the AI will stop responding. And so let me just go back and just say, Are we still connected? And you'll see that the AI agent will no longer respond. Of course, the message will flow through into the CRM, and they will, you know, but the AI agent will not respond, right? Now, let me resolve this conversation. And at this case, the conversation is closed. So now if the prospect, lead, customer, whatever, says something, hey, you still there? It will go back into the pending state. And now, because it'll go back into pending, the AI agent will start to respond again, right? So this is makes your life a lot easier. And I again strongly recommend always having this widget on non-home pages or pages where the AI agent is not the focus and you want it to be something on the side. So something that provides guidance and support as the user is navigating your website or pages that are more complex or tricky, etc., etc., etc. And the real value of this AI agent really comes through when you have trained it on your actual products, your services, and the actual content and knowledge on your website. That's when this AI agent really shines. So that's method number one: small widget, and your AI agent running in that small widget, and that's connected to your CRM. And it's important to make sure that you do collect emails so that identity of the user is verified when they are, asking questions, and then you can tally it back to see, oh, okay, this person asked this question, then I emailed them something, then we got on a call, etc., etc. It just makes the user experience and flow much better for you, right? So that's a bit about how this version of the agent works. And in a moment's time, we'll cover the full width hero section AI agent as well, which is a different experience. And that one does make sure not to collect the identity of the user, and also keeps conversations anonymous. So we'll cover that in a second.